How many of the 84 anti-trans bills introduced into the U.S. House and Senate this year would you like to be included in the National Defense Authorization Act? If Biden had vetoed the NDAA, it would be going to the new Congress. The NDAA is a must-pass bill. It authorizes fiscal year appropriations for the Department of Defense, Department of Energy, National Security Programs, Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, and intelligence community. Not to mention, it's the last help Ukraine is going to get from the U.S. If Biden had vetoed it, the first thing the new Congress would have had to do was reintroduce it. There was only one anti-trans amendment because Democrats still have the presidency and the Senate, which is why Johnson intentionally introduced it with 0 time remaining. The Democrats passed it because they know if it was to be reintroduced, it would be worse. 3-branch control that doesn't care about Ukraine or national security, and of course, really don't care about trans people. Some examples of anti-trans bills that didn't pass in 2024 might have been added as amendments if it had to be reintroduced in January. Protecting Women's Private Spaces Act, Ensuring Military Readiness Act, Protecting Minors from Medical Malpractice Act, Protect Children's Innocence Act, Prohibiting Parental Secrecy Policies in Schools Act, and My Child, My Choice Act. I think Section 708 is god-awful, and so does Biden, but he also knows what's coming. By signing this must-pass bill into law now, more awful things can't be added to it. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, had he vetoed it, some larger than one amount of these 84 anti-trans bills would have been included as amendments. And with Democrats out of the legislative majority, it would have sailed through the House and Senate. We're sure Biden could have vetoed it a second time. Then we'd have started the whole process over with all 3 branches of government being Republican. And that would have been even worse. Speaker Johnson is the only one to blame for this, which is why the Equality Caucus only mentioned him in their press release today. Nowhere in this press release do they mention Biden, because they know he had to sign it. Politics is not black and white. Sometimes the least bad outcome is still catastrophic. That doesn't mean it's not worth acknowledging that that was keeping something worse from happening. Please do a little bit of critical thinking. Otherwise, we are in for an even longer 4 years than you could ever imagine.